Hi guys, today's video is all about coconut fragrances. 2 weeks ago, I asked you guys which topic would you like me to talk about in my channel, and most of you actually answered coconut fragrances. You would love to hear my top coconut fragrance recommendations. So here I am. I'm gonna do it for you guys, but it doesn't mean that the other two videos that I did in the past are not valid anymore, okay? As a matter of fact, the coconut perfumes that I mentioned there are still big loves. However, I have discovered a lot of outstanding coconut perfumes this year that I think you will also love. I have coconut perfumes for everyone, as I'll be talking about luxury and affordable choices, and I think these fragrances will be perfect this upcoming summertime. I'm gonna start off with a fragrance that you guys actually pushed me to buy, and it is a Middle Eastern scent. And this is called Coconut Lagoon by Paris Corner under the Ministry of Gourmand collection. And guys, I really thank you for pushing me to check this one out because this is absolutely beautiful. Mm. It has lemon, mandarin apple, watermelon, caramel, coconut, and vanilla in the note breakdown. And yes, I do get all of those notes. But the caramel that is in here is very light and not sticky. Absolutely refreshing and just beautiful. I will say the most standout notes to my nose are coconut, watermelon, and lemon, especially in the opening because this opens up very citrusy and fruity. The lemon and watermelon are quite striking in here, but to me, this is like 50% coconut. The kind of coconut that is in here is not just a creamy coconut. Even though it's creamy, it also includes the coconut water inside a coconut. So imagine like the whole coconut itself, meaning the white edible flesh inside, plus the coconut water as well. Definitely mouth-watering and refreshing. I truly enjoy and love the scent. Even though in the opening, the citrus factor is quite strong, it doesn't lean to, dishwashing liquid kind of scent. It is perfectly balanced with the other fruit notes in here, like watermelon and green apple. But the heavy base of coconut and vanilla just made this scent very addictive and refreshing to me. I think if you love coconut in fragrances, you will definitely love Coconut Lagoon. I will say this is one of the best coconut fragrances that I have discovered from the Middle Eastern market, because there's two more that I'm going to talk about in a while. Coconut Lagoon to me is a refreshing, citrusy coconut and vanilla scent that will definitely be perfect this summertime. Longevity and projection is quite good on this one, considering that it hasn't fully macerated yet. I think I have this perfume for around 2.5 weeks now, and it is performing really well already. Let's say lasted me around 5 to 6 hours with moderate projection. Also, a lot of people are comparing this to Simone Andreoli's Malibu Party in the Bay. And in my opinion, even though I see the similarities, I won't consider them as dupes because I find Malibu Party in the Bay heavier in the citrus, and Coconut Lagoon to me is heavier in the coconut. And I actually prefer Coconut Lagoon over Malibu Party in the Bay just because I prefer a more coconut version. And yeah, I don't think they are dupes, okay? In my opinion, this is closer to the discontinued Coconut Fizz by Guerlain. Yeah, they are more similar than Malibu Party in the Bay because they both have that coconut water and coconut flesh scent in them. Anyway, Coconut Lagoon, highly, highly recommended if you're looking for a refreshing coconut summer scent. that is also affordable. Once again, this is Coconut Lagoon by Paris Corner under the Ministry of Gourmand collection, and I find this fragrance unisex. Next up is an affordable unisex coconut fragrance, and this is Island by Khadlaj. If you watch my channel, you know that I love Island. I consider this as one of the top three scents from Khadlaj because it is just absolutely amazing. Now, this is another fruity coconut scent. And what I mean by fruit is pineapple. It is definitely a pineapple and coconut scent with an underlying woody and amber base. I absolutely love this fragrance. This is actually a dupe of Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau Le Parfum, and I haven't tried that fragrance yet, so I don't want to compare them side by side. But all I know is that Kalaj Island is definitely one of the best summer scents for men out there under the affordable category. Or I will even consider this as the best affordable Middle Eastern summer fragrance for men. Aside from it smelling incredible, the longevity and projection of this perfume is 10 out of 10 as well. Definitely lasts more than 8 hours on skin and clothes. It didn't have to macerate or mature. It performed straight away. I just love smelling this on my husband as much as I enjoy wearing it myself. And just a heads up, this starts off quite masculine leaning because of the iris and ginger combo in here, plus some greenness coming from the cypress. However, as it dries down, I think it is definitely a unisex fragrance, just right in the middle. If you enjoy the note of pineapple and creamy coconut, you will love Island. And the type of coconut that is in here is actually quite creamy. And I think it is that creamy coconut that gave the unisex factor in this fragrance, because I think without that creamy coconut factor, this will just be like a straight up masculine fragrance. But the creaminess of the coconut in here is very noticeable, making it like a lovely unisex fragrance. Yeah, once again, Island by Khadlaj. To me, this is definitely a 10 out of 10 Middle Eastern perfume actually. Because not only it smells amazing, it also performs like a beast under the heat. Yeah, once again, Island by Khadlaj. All right, next up is another affordable Middle Eastern coconut heavy scent. And this must be no surprise for you. Nyla Suede by Arabiyat Prestige. If you still don't know, this is my favorite perfume from the brand. I think this is an original creation, even though it can remind you of a lot of scents out there. But to me, this is something that I haven't smelled before. This is basically creamy coconut, gooey caramel, sweet praline, cashmere milk, and vanilla. Definitely creamy and addictive to me. It also has something very cozy about it. I think it is the cashmere wood, musk, and sandalwood in the base. And yeah, I just love this fragrance. Even though in the note breakdown, the coconut is on the top note, in my opinion, this is heavy in creamy coconut. And I love that it has milky and lactonic texture. The milk is definitely giving a creamy, cold lactonic vibes in this fragrance that I am enjoying. The kind of coconut that is in here is the creamy type. So if the kind of coconut that is present in Ministry of Gourmand is more of like a watery coconut, in here it's the creamy type. And even though the Island one has a creamy type as well, Nyla has the creamiest coconut out of them all. Nyla is definitely a creamy coconut, caramel, and milk scent that I think will be enjoyed by someone who loves coconut and lactonic scents. For example, you enjoy This Is Her by Zadig and Voltaire. I'm not saying that they are dupes, okay? I'm just saying, like, you're gonna get the same vibes. However, there's something about Nyla that smells quite tropical. Probably that's why I am really, really enjoying it. And when it comes to longevity and projection, guys, she doesn't disappoint. This one lasts around 6 to 8 hours on my skin, and it lasts longer on clothes. Projection, I would say, is very strong for the first 2 hours until it becomes moderate. Very long lasting, amazing performance, a 10 out of 10. Need I say more? Nyla Suede, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. I don't get any suede or leather vibes out of this fragrance. To me, this is purely creamy, milky coconut with sweet praline and caramel. Yeah. Nyla Suede by Arabiyat Prestige, and I find this fragrance feminine leaning. Next up is an affordable indie niche fragrance from Ledda, and this is called Isla Coco number 14. If you are looking for like a cheek citrusy coconut scent, then Isla Coco is the one for you. This starts off with lemon and calamansi. And just in case you don't know what calamansi is, it is basically an Asian lime. It is small and it's normally green, very citrusy and zesty. I'm actually gonna pop up a picture of it on the screen. That is basically the opening of this fragrance, and it's quite heavy. That calamansi doesn't disappear, it stays there. You might think that, oh, this is quite citrusy, but it's not lemon. Yes, because it is calamansi. And to me, this is calamansi, fig, black tea, and coconut milk. The more it dries down, the more it becomes coconutty. The calamansi note stays the entire wear of this fragrance, giving it that citrusy and fresh vibe. The black tea and the creamy coconut milk in the base makes this fragrance a beautiful, effortless, and chic scent. Isla Coco is the perfect name of this fragrance as well, because that is definitely the vibe of this fragrance. An effortless, chic, tropical holiday. I think you're gonna love this fragrance if you also love black tea scents in fragrances, because this is all about coconut milk, black tea, and calamansi. When it comes to longevity and projection, I would say it's quite soft, lasted me around 2 to 4 hours. However, that is the vibe of this fragrance, considering that it is giving off that effortless chic vibe. I love it. Once again, Isla Coco by Ledda, and I find this fragrance feminine leaning. All right, from a tropical holiday, now we're going to talk about Mediterranean summer holiday, La Playa by Carner Barcelona. If you watch my channel, you know that I consider it as one of my best discoveries this year. So far, I think this is like the best summer fragrance that I have discovered, because it is truly giving Mediterranean vibes, which Carner Barcelona is very good in creating. In my opinion, they do Mediterranean scents like no other, very effortless and chic. La Playa has a sweet citrusy opening because of the orange and lemon notes. It also has ilang ilang, but to be honest, I'm not really getting that in the opening, because I get it more in the dry down. It has a prominent pistachio, creamy coconut milk, vanilla, and sweet musk that to me just smells, yeah, very effortlessly chic. There's something about it that just smells like salty skin. Imagine you've been sunbathing for a while, your skin is kind of like covered up in sand. You somehow smell the saltiness of the sea while also feeling the cool breeze on your warm skin. That is how La Playa smells like to me. The pistachio in here is not heavy, nutty. I would say it's leaning more on the synthetic kind of pistachio. However, I'm not complaining, because it is just perfect to give it that nutty, nuance but not leaning, gourmand. The kind of pistachio here is like very summery. It is enough to give this fragrance vibrance, along with the coconut milk and the citrusy factor from orange and lemon. In the final dry down, this fragrance is all about pistachio, orange, sweet musk, vanilla, and creamy tonka bean and coconut milk. I love this fragrance, and yeah, definitely giving Mediterranean summer vibes. Highly recommend La Playa by Carner Barcelona, and I find this fragrance feminine leaning. Next fragrance is gourmandish kind of coconut, and this is called Rococo Pie. This to me smells like a peach cobbler topped off with vanilla and coconut ice cream. Yeah, that is the scent of this fragrance. Quite addictive, in my opinion. This is part of Sarah Baker's Peach trilogy, and I am loving this fragrance. If Peach's Revenge is the boozy peaches pie plus the vanilla ice cream, Rococo Pie is the peach pie with vanilla ice cream without the booze. Replace the booze with coconut ice cream. Yeah, it definitely smells gourmand, however, still perfumey. There's something about Rococo Pie that smells very addictive, yet cozy. I'm going to consider this as a cozy, addictive gourmand for spring and summertime. I love this fragrance. And I think if you love the idea of peach cobbler, vanilla, and coconut ice cream, you will definitely love Rococo Pie. This has a cozy, creamy coconut in it. Longevity and projection, I will say, are moderate on this one. Lasted me around 4 to 6 hours with moderate projection. Once again, Rococo Pie by Sarah Baker, and I find this fragrance feminine leaning. Right, and last but not the least is a sophisticated floral coconutty scent that I just discovered this year, and I recently added it in my collection. This is Quattro Pizzi by Xerjoff. I know a lot of people are raving about this fragrance, and I will say in the beginning I was quite hesitant because it is a tuberose dominant scent. However, guys, I pulled the trigger. I bought it blindly, mainly because of the coconut. A lot of people are comparing this with Rouge Malakit by Armani, and I don't really enjoy that fragrance. Hence, I never bought a bottle because to me that is very tuberose heavy. However, guys, I'm so happy that Quattro Pizzi worked out for me. And I will say it is the heavy dose of creamy coconut in here, plus the cozy tonka bean and addictive rum that makes this fragrance very appealing to me. Now, it is still heavy in tuberose. However, because of that added hay, tobacco leaf, rum, and even coriander, it has more depth. It's not just like, another heavy tuberose fragrance. I love this mainly because of the creamy coconut in here, along with that distinctive rum and davana that gave this fragrance some greeness, booziness, and just like a different creamy floral vibe. Definitely unique as well. I can imagine wearing this fragrance on a night out or on a special occasion this summertime. I even think that you can rock this fragrance as a signature scent if you are into tuberose fragrance. Quattro Pizzi is undoubtedly beautiful, creamy, boozy, and a little bit smoky green kind of floral scent. I love its uniqueness. I love the creamy and the cold smoky factor in it. Plus, that distinctive rum gave this fragrance a massive sex appeal to me. I highly, highly recommend you checking this one out. I think if you are not a fan of Giorgio Armani's Rouge Malakit, you will still like this one because, just like me, I mentioned, um, Rouge Malakit is too heavy, churros, for me. But Quattro Pizzi just worked out really well. Thanks, creamy coconut and distinctive rum. I love this scent, and yeah, I highly recommend you sampling it first, okay? Because this is not that affordable, okay? This is a sophisticated and unique creamy coconut and churro scent that I will highly recommend. Once again, Quattro Pizzi by Xerjoff, and this is definitely feminine leaning. But, of course, at the end of the day, if ever you're a man and you love this fragrance, of course, you can wear it as well. All right, so that is the video for today, guys. Those are the top coconut fragrances that I have discovered this year so far. In case you're interested with my other favorite coconut scents in my collection, I'm gonna link them up in here so you can watch it as well because I still love those coconut scents. And if you have a particular note request, please let me know in the comments down below. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and see you on my next one. Bye!